There was glitches in the system. I mean, there's problems everywhere, every now and then, and it's not often, but it does happen, and you just live with it, especially if you want to haul for them again. And you get to know the drivers, you get to know them, and then the drivers will soon start requesting you. I've got quite a few that do that. But because I was, this one company I do with, a broker had called me on the load, and I took the load, and I got paid 30 days, no problem, everything went cool. The driver that I hauled for liked my job so well, he started requesting me every time he did it. Well, it's just me. You don't have to do this, but it's just me. If I work for a broker when I'm first called out with a company, and that company calls me back, even though it was a request from that certain driver, I will call the broker and let them know I'm doing a haul. Let them know all the information, and I'll leave it to the broker to tell me, go ahead and bill it yourself, or, okay, because I won't take someone else's load. I will not push my advertising on to a truck or a company if I'm on a broker load. I won't do it. To me, it's not right. It's not fair. So, but you get to know your brokers, and that's why I guess I have so many brokers that I deal with, is they know exactly what I'm going to do. And so just be careful. Watch your brokers. Check the list. Go to I forget the name of the website. There's a website out that has a do not use, do not call, or the baddie list or something like that, that tells companies that have screwed others. Slow pay, no pay type of things. And I'm working on a page now. We've got so much going as far as the website goes that we're not catching up. We're getting further behind, but because it's just myself and a friend of mine that's writing the code for everything. Because the way we're building the site, we can't do it off packages that they already have online. So we're having to write the PHP and the C codes ourselves. But I will have a page up soon where it'll be the slow pay, the no pay, and the do not use, whether they're pilot cars, trucking companies, trucks. That way you can let everyone know, and it's going to go in alphabetical order, so they can look at the name of the company. Do not use ABC Electric or whatever it might be. So I'll have that in there too, so you can add to that list. And I'm going to have a star system. So, because I've dealt with companies that I have found to be perfect. I've gotten paid within 14 days. They always pay me on time. They pay a decent rate. And I have others say, oh, I'd never use them because they screwed me over. They did this, they did that, they did this. So you're going to have some that are going to say, yes, they're a good company. Excuse me. And some that are going to say, no, don't use them. And so you can watch follow the stars and it'll rate them. But just be careful. That it is the hardest thing to do as far as all this goes. And if you're just getting into this business, that's when you need to start asking questions of other pilots. Go on the map. Get the people's phone number and their email address. It's right there on the map. You just click on their names. You can see if they're local to you or not. If they are, email them. See if they'll answer some questions for you. Email me. I average about 300 emails a day. I spend from 8 o'clock at night until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning answering emails. So, and then during the day, I do my runs early of a morning. And if I'm home, usually by 3 or 4 in the afternoon, I get on writing code for the day, and then have dinner, and then go on to the other. I'm off for a few days now with the blown engine, so I'm not going anywhere. None of my logging companies are moving this week, so it's a mini vacation. But just be careful. If you have any questions, ask. There are no stupid questions. Only us stupid idiots that are trying to answer them for you. So, and we can't tell you how to do it or what to do. We can just tell you our own experiences. But collecting is one of the hardest things to do, especially if you're doing it on time. It's 30 days. Some will tell you, well, it's 60 days out. I wouldn't even touch it. Don't even go there. If they say 30 days, then it's up to you. But if they say, well, it's going to be at least 60 days, I wouldn't even go there. Let them find somebody else that'll work for free. Because by the time that's done, your credit cards that you use to buy fuel is already charging you more money because you didn't get the bill paid. So, and that's something you've got to add into these billings too. I mean, I do one that she always says it's 30 to 60 days. I said, well, 30 days, no problem. 60 days, it's an extra $40 to cover my my credit card fees. And usually I get paid in less than 30, and because she knows I will bill it, and I'll bill it that way to her, and then whether she'll have to bite it on her end for that extra 30 days, because we are in business also. This is your business. It is your livelihood. Do not screw around with it. It's just like if you own a grocery market. What you sell out the door, you don't get to keep all the money. You only get to keep a piece of it. The rest of it has to go to replace the product that goes back on the shelf. We're the same way for them. They have to pay us to keep us on the road. And some brokers too. Now this is another thing too. It's nice to have a broker at times when you get to know them and they're okay people. A lot of times you can borrow money on the road for fuel or get an advance on fuel. It's not often. I'll say that. Because when you're doing a trip from, say, like me, from Oregon down to Texas or Florida, you're looking at $2,500 in fuel, because it's with the prices going down, it's $50 every 300 to 400 miles to fill up, so it adds up. Between that and lodging and all this, a lot of your brokers will allow you so much money to draw up front. Trucking companies are really good for it. If you call up and say, hey, we've been out 4 days, we've got another 3 to go, can I get an advance of $300 for fuel? They'll pop it right to you. I've never had a problem doing that. I've never had problems with them saying, oh, we can't do that. Because then if they don't, they know they're going to have to try to find another pilot and tell them you've got enough money to get home on, so you're leaving, if you can't get a draw. But most of them will do it, because they and if they don't, that's fine. They've got to understand that you're out here too, and the load may have taken longer, but be careful. Watch who you deal with. Ask other truckers, or ask other companies, ask other pilots. Talk to some of the brokers. There are some decent ones out there, and there's quite a few that I deal with, and I dearly love. But they're all the same way. We'll pay you as soon as we get paid, and if a trucking company decides not to pay, then you're screwed. Because the broker had already told you she ain't going to pay you, or they ain't going to pay you until she gets paid. So you've okayed that if she doesn't get paid, you don't get paid. And just tell her you want a guarantee. Tell them that you won't work on a if she gets paid. It's you get a guarantee of at least 90 days. That you guarantee she's going to pay you within 90 days. That way, if the company does not pay her, you still can come back on her for that. And I keep saying her. 90% of the brokers I found are female. And it's not, I'm not pointing fingers. It's not because they're female. It's just the nature of our business right now. There are no regulations. And that's the biggest part of this thing. There's nobody to really watch what's going on and what these brokers are doing. I've had one broker, he got me for $6,000 a few years ago. There was 5 of us pilots working a load going from Oregon down to Stockton, California, just as fast as we could make a turnaround. So we were all doing 5 trips, 6 trips a week. And it was supposed to be paying $675 a load. And he was paying us $575 a load. And about every 8 or 9 days, he'd pay us for one. And then 10 days later, he'd pay us for one. And then he says, I'm paying you just as soon as I get paid. Well, there at the end, none of us got paid. And he took right at $78,000 between all of us, between all 5 cars. Bought himself a 2015 Chevy Silverado, decked out with every bell and whistle, light, radio you could possibly want as a pilot car. Moved out of the state, changed his name, started a new company. From last we heard, he's somewhere down in Florida. But he got us good, and we all bit the bullet on that. We all filed charges against him, and they don't even know where he went now because he changed his. He was actually running under a alias name here. We found out. And we still can't find him, even though now we know his name. He's probably running under a new name now. But those are the kind of guys that you don't know about until you've worked for them. And the ones to watch out for are the ones that do a lot of work for you, with you all at once. Because they're going to get everything they can before they have to pay you. And that's something we did. And we all thought, oh, this is going to be cool. You know, it's $600 a day. It's only costing us this much to get down there. And it was a nice little haul, a great little chaser, all real easy loads. And we all got screwed totally. And it was rough on all of us there for a while. But anyway, this has gone longer than I expected, or I wanted it to, but y'all have a good week out there. I'll try to get more stuff done on the website, and